If there's one thing anime gets right, it's villains. Check out the most evil villains the anime world has to offer. But before you do that, subscribe to CBR and join our notification squad. Don't forget to like the video and let us know what your favorite entry was, and check out the next video too. Envy, Full Metal Alchemist. When it comes to shape-shifting, psychopathic embodiments of evil, it's hard to find a better character than Envy. Quite literally named after one of the 7 deadly sins, not only did Envy kill Maze Hughes, the most beloved character in the entire show, he did so by impersonating Hughes' wife. That said, Envy gets his comeuppance at the end when Roy Mustang fries him repeatedly with his flame alchemy. Johann Liebert, Monster. Johan goes down in the Villain Hall of Fame for making even the worst villains take a step back and say, whoa, hold on now. Start with his greatest hits. Killing his adoptive family. Killing the co-workers of a surgeon that saved his life. Convincing a group of students to kill each other. The list goes on. He even had a group of neo-Nazis try to recruit him as the new Hitler. Seriously, when you're being tapped to take on the role of Hitler 2.0, you know you're bad. But Johan didn't even dig the idea of being Hitler, so he killed the neo-Nazis too. Yikes. Titans. Attack on Titan. It's terrifying enough when you're beleaguered by massive creatures hell-bent on devouring you. But the fact that most of them look like disproportionate humans, or worse, just plain psychopathic, well, then it takes on a whole new level of disturbing. That's part of what makes the Titans such great villains. They don't exist for any other reason except to consume humans. And without specialized gear, there really isn't much that can be done to stop them. Humans take on a role we've never before held, that of prey. Vicious, Cowboy Bebop. Vicious is one of the most interesting villains in anime history. He overthrew the Red Dragon Syndicate and became its leader, but only after rising through its ranks under the supervision of Spike Spiegel. When Vicious discovers that Spike and his ex-girlfriend Julia have a relationship, he issues an ultimatum to Julia. Kill Spike, or they both die. Although the events of the past aren't totally clear, both Spike and Julia disappear. Their reappearance marks a change in the series, and a change in Spike. The final battle between Vicious and Spike is one of the best known parts of anime. Frieza, Dragon Ball Z. Frieza is the iconic villain of Dragon Ball Z. He destroyed Goku's home planet, tried to take over Namek, resulting in it being destroyed by his death ball in a later fight, and killed Krillin. Frieza also spurred Goku to transform into a Super Saiyan, which not only led to his defeat, but also paved the way for the rest of the series. The odd-looking villain appears several times again throughout the series and movies, most notably to be sliced apart by future Trunks with a katana. The Major Hellsing. To start with, the Major is literally a Nazi. That sets the bad guy bar high right from the start, but it gets better. Not only is the Major the primary antagonist of the Hellsing series, but he's also the head of Millennium, an organization dedicated to plunging the world into eternal war. Why? Because he likes it. The Major is obsessed with war and all of its aspects. But he's not just psychopathic, he's clever. He uses his wits to defeat any of his opposition. The Major doesn't even deny that he's evil. In fact, he mocks those who call themselves righteous. Light, Death Note. Light is a fantastic villain simply because he doesn't start out as one. Throughout the series, viewers watch as he slowly descends into evil's grip. At first, he uses the Death Note to kill criminals who have escaped justice, but then he begins to use it to kill those who have been captured and imprisoned. Eventually, Light uses the Death Note to kill an innocent detective that discovered him for the sake of the greater good, or so he told himself. By the end of the series, Light begins using the Death Note to kill anyone who opposed him or that he decided was a criminal. Hisoka, Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka is the closest thing the anime world has to the Joker. Not only does he dress himself like a clown, but he enjoys mayhem for mayhem's sake. Hisoka kills because he wants to, and the series heavily implies that he receives almost sexual gratification from murder. What makes him even more terrifying is that he doesn't kill indiscriminately. Hisoka only kills those he deems worthy, but killing doesn't bother him. His lack of any morality is worse than being evil. Shao Tucker, Full Metal Alchemist. Shao Tucker may be the most hated villain of all time, and he never even murdered anyone. Tasked with researching Chimera, Tucker instead used alchemy to merge his adorable daughter and her dog into a single being, transforming them into a hideous amalgamation of life. He previously done the same thing to his wife. Ask any anime fan, and they will tell you that no one ever recovers from what happened to Nina in Full Metal Alchemist. Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z. Even though he later becomes an ally, Vegeta starts off as one of the worst villains you can imagine. He embodies the principles of his race, a lust for power and a desire to become the strongest fighter in the universe. The fact that Goku stands in his way is just another reason for Vegeta to fight harder. It isn't until Frieza appears and gives Vegeta and Goku a common enemy that the two put their differences aside and begin to fight together. The worst superhero villains can't hold a candle to the worst anime villains. Not even Bane did anything as bad as what Shao Tucker did. What was your favorite entry on this list? Like the video and let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to CBR and become part of our notification squad. Thanks for watching.